Hey, hey, hello, this is Daniel Holder doing reflection for MA2 research assignment. So to begin with, start off my essay with education to look further into my question. I knew that I wanted to start with education as my topic, so I started on the Britannica education definition, worked my way down, got to the teaching part. Once I got to the teaching part, I found this quote from that article or definition about it. It says, in almost every country with a free public voice, militants urge professional associations to take sides in political controversies for problems that do not lie in their fields of professional competence. The argument in favor of militancy is that, modern societies are engaged in social revolution that is changing profoundly the nature of contemporary society. That this revolution will have profound effects on teaching professions, and that teachers should assume responsibility for directing education toward constructive participation, social revolution. Essentially, I use this as kind of a guide to bring up technology as a social revolution. As people have interests and they want to push it. And then I move that on to have the question of, right down here, however, is the implementation of technology into the classroom a good thing? Could it be seen as a distraction? And I made the important part of it is because education is very vital to the building of a person and society as a whole. Practically, it just constructs the entirety of society. So through all that, I kind of narrowed it down is it a good thing or a bad thing that we have technology in the classroom or education? So my question became, zoom in, does the use of technology in the classroom have a positive, negative effect on the student's education? And I elaborated with more questions. Does technology save or waste time in classroom environment? Is technology a distraction in the classroom? Is sub questions. I moved on down. Class's article. Negative effects. So that's what I started off with. They argue that that it actually doesn't save time for teachers to learn. However, another article by NOMID argued that it did. So what I did is that I took my personal experience along with those two articles and worked it into a way to try and convince the reader that it actually saves time. Which, as you can see, right here, you see where is it? It's got to point to it. Here you go. All right. And also put in one of my teachers, Mr. Mustafa, that he also argues that it saves time rather than losing it. And basically, what the article that argued against it said was that it's just such a young age that they spend so much time learning it. But the other article said that once they learn it, they're good to go. That's what I did there. The other question that I addressed is if it's motivational. Now, there's an article from Kurzweil that said it is an added bonus that research shows using technology in the classroom motivates children to learn. There are actually many articles about this from an author named Nodem and Claus. What if we go here? This one from Nodem, how this technology has had a positive impact in the classroom. And where's that last one? All right, well, it's essentially the same stuff, how it has a positive effect. And I worked in how It also has a new way, like they can visualize the material in a fun way, which I asked my teacher, Mr. Mustafa, how he thought about it, and he backed it up with it moves it in a new way. It's better. And overall, here are the research questions, or the interview questions that I asked. So overall, I just made it where personal experience, articles saying it, and my teacher saying it to convince the reader to go along with it. A lot of this is said with most of them. Mostly, I give. Basically, what I do is for my believe my development of my theory of writing is that I take a couple articles, see if they match up, compete, put in my own personal experience, plus an outside experience, and see how they coincide and come up with a answer from that, which I believe overall is a theory of writing. But essentially, that is what I do for the rest of the articles here, with the distraction part, compare like 2 or 3, count them right now, and then I asked my teacher, he said yes, they're a distraction, phones and all that, and then there was another article that said that when they were using phones or laptops, they actually dropped exam scores and all that. And then for the conclusion, I weighed it out, understood there were a lot more positive effects than negative. It was done.